A concert series continues in West Tennessee. We'll take you to the latest show.
President Trump visits Louisiana after Hurricane Laura.
Plus, stores known for keeping a classic trendy celebrates their own national holiday. We'll show you how one local business celebrated.
Showers and storms are expected back late tonight. Meteorologist Corrales Ortiz has the latest weather update.
Now, from West Tennessee's News Channel, this is 7 Eyewitness News at 10.
We begin tonight at 10 with another well-known Christian band making a stop in West Tennessee as part of a tour. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Fernandez.
I'm Terry Jelks. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Allie Mason has more on the concert.
I've seen them before, and they, Casted Ground puts on a good show, and just looking forward to some good Christian music.
Steve Zerhelen drove all the way from Covington, Tennessee to see the Christian band Casting Crowns live at Birdsong Drive-In Theater in Camden. It's one of several concerts the theater has been hosting over the summer. It all started with Toby Mac back in June and grew from there.
Each time it gets better. I mean, it's just been a blessing on every level.
Hundreds of cars full of families parked for the Christian concert. Owner Jonathan York says holding the concerts has helped his business during the pandemic.
God made a way for me to recoup some of this money that I've lost, and that's the only reason that I'm still able to stay open this season.
I haven't been to a drive-in in a good while, so we're looking forward to being at a drive-in too.
Concert attendees say they love the band because of the message.
But they are Christian youth leaders and everything, so they pretty well know what's going on.
In Camden, Allie Mason, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
The next concert in the series is September 26th, featuring John Conley.
Well, it's been an overall hot and humid day today, and that humidity did make it feel even hotter, where we saw even triple-digit heat index values where we haven't seen that in quite some time. Our high today was actually 89, so we were just shy of 90 degrees, but it's average for this time of year. But our mornings were off to a little bit of a warmer than average start into the low 70s, and we can expect that for tonight. Partly cloudy now with temperatures around the mid-70s, light winds out of the south-southeast, but you can see that humidity in the 90s. So it does feel a little bit muggy out there, as we are still seeing dew points in the mid to almost upper 70s. Right now in our Storm Tracker 7 max radar, although West Tennessee is still in the clear, we are going to start to see some showers and then maybe even a few embedded storms roll through as we go into the overnight hours. So that is going to be widespread. So rain is likely, with the chance for some storms as well in the forecast. Really pretty much throughout the whole day tomorrow, and it's just going to be an overall wet week as we end the month. So this first look is brought to you by Beal Law Firm in Lexington. I'll talk about our chances for tomorrow and into the week coming up in just a few minutes.
New at 10, it's National Record Store Day, and one local shop celebrates. Third Eye Curiosities in downtown Jackson held a free socially distanced concert in the new Southern Hotel lobby right next to the record store. The Skeleton Crew, Goat City, along with other local talent, played at the concert. Attendees could also buy mystery packs of different records. The holiday is to help shine a little bit of light on independent record stores.
With this pandemic going on, it means a ton for people to come out here and support local businesses.
This has brought out a lot of kindness in people. It really has. It's not hard to look for it.
Record Store Day is split into 3 dates. The next two are September 25th and October 24th.
Residents of Henderson County want to put a stop to a Tyson Foods chicken farm being built right in their backyard. Residents gathered at Westover School Saturday morning to peacefully protest the Tyson Foods mega chicken farms being built in the area. Residents say it brings in health issues, making it unsafe for children. Residents say it also decreases property value.
We don't want this in our community. We have nice homes. We have narrow roads. We bought in the country to live in the country.
I'm scared. I live 1.8 miles from where they're trying to put these chicken houses. I drove it the other day because I wanted to see exactly how close it was.
Representatives with Tyson say they are working closely with contract poultry farmers to ensure compliance and require contract farmers to follow state, federal, and local laws. According to the Tennessee Department of Health, in West Tennessee, Madison County has 32 new cases of COVID-19 with a total of 43 deaths. Gibson County, 21 new cases, 14 total deaths. Carroll County, 15 new cases, 8 total deaths. Chester County, 6 new cases with 5 total deaths. Crockett County has 10 new cases now with 14 total deaths. Hardin County, 18 new cases, 10 total deaths. And Henderson County has 33 new cases, 7 total deaths. For a full list of cases by county, look for this story on our website under the COVID-19 tab.
Across the state, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has signed an executive order today extending Tennessee's state of emergency. In part, the executive order extends the mask mandate to 89 counties across the state through September 30th. Meanwhile, local leaders also signed an executive order for the mask mandate to be extended in Jackson and Madison County to September 12. For more on the executive order, go to our website at WBBJTV.com.
President Trump is visiting the hardest hit parts of Louisiana and Texas on Saturday in the aftermath of Hurricane Laura.
George Michael has more on his visit.
President Trump touched down in Lake Charles, Louisiana Saturday, 2 days after Hurricane Laura ravaged coastal parts of the state and neighboring Texas. The president walked through a neighborhood to survey the immense damage Laura left behind. He visited a local food and water distribution center and then headed to a nearby firehouse for a briefing.
Our hearts go out to the families who have lost loved ones.
Hundreds of thousands in the region remain without power or water.
FEMA has delivered 2.6 million liters of water and 1.4 million meals, and that's a lot of meals.
The Category 4 storm's 150-mile-an-hour winds and heavy rain toppled trees and damaged buildings as far north as central Arkansas.
We have some serious catastrophic damage that took place because of this storm.
Now residents are trying to assess and make sense of their losses.
This used to be in the back of the house. This is probably not going to be home anymore. I don't know whether we'll be able to rebuild it.
Later in the day, the president visited Orange, Texas, one of the hardest hit parts of the state. After touring an emergency operations facility, President Trump was asked about the suspected link between superstorms like Laura and climate change.
You've had tremendous storms in Texas for many decades and for many centuries, and that's the way it is. We handle them as they come.
So far, more than a dozen deaths related to Laura have been confirmed. Michael George.
Hurricane Laura also killed nearly 24 people in Haiti and the Dominican Republic before slamming into the U.S.
Saturday marks 15 years since Hurricane Katrina, one of the worst natural disasters in American history. On August 29, 2015, the Category 3 hurricane devastated the Gulf Coast. Hurricane Katrina caused catastrophic flooding when levees failed around New Orleans. More than 1,800 people died. 1 million people were displaced in the Gulf Coast, and 15 years later, nonprofit organizations are still helping to rebuild New Orleans. A celebrity dies after a long battle with cancer. That story next. In some sad entertainment news, actor Chadwick Boseman, who helped bring the blockbuster Marvel movie Black Panther to life, has died. Chris Martinez reports.
Before he rose to superstardom in Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman played 20th century legends like Jackie Robinson and James Brown. Boseman died after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. According to a statement, calling him a true fighter and saying he continued to work while undergoing surgeries and chemotherapy. The statement said he died at his Los Angeles home with his wife and family by his side. Black Panther production company Marvel Studios tweeted, "Our hearts are broken and our thoughts are with Chadwick Boseman's family. Your legacy will live on forever. Rest in peace." When the film was released in 2018, Boseman was asked what it meant for him to be the Black Panther.
It's taking on its own meaning right now. I'm seeing that it's a cultural experience being the Black Panther.
The film became one of the biggest box office hits of all time, earning more than $1.3 billion worldwide. It was also a cultural milestone, a global blockbuster with a nearly all-black cast and black director. Audiences had never seen anything like it.
Seeing them on the screen, it means that if I grow up and play my cards right, I can be on the screen just like them. Give people an image that people can look up to.
It gives young African American boys and girls the opportunity to see themselves doing something great.
A year earlier, Boseman dismissed the idea that football player Colin Kaepernick's taking a knee during the national anthem was unpatriotic.
We're in a period of time where people have to decide what is patriotism. Until black men are not brutalized in the street and treated unfairly, I'm going to acknowledge that it's not doing that.
The South Carolina-born actor's breakout role was in 42, playing Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Boseman died the same day Major League Baseball celebrated Jackie Robinson Day. Chadwick Boseman was 43. Chris Martinez, Los Angeles.
Well, several rounds of heavy rain is likely the next few days, where several inches are possible going into Monday. More details of the forecast next.
Storm Team weather with meteorologist Corrales Ortiz.
Well, we did see some scattered showers and storms for parts of the area earlier this afternoon, and it's been pretty much quiet and dry for much of our evening and night. That's going to change though within the next even couple hours, where we can start to see the return of more showers and storms in the overnight hours. It's been a little bit mild, currently still sitting in the mid 70s. It's actually partly cloudy. Winds are coming in from the southwest, and humidity is up there, so it does feel a little bit muggy. We have a lot of moisture to work with, excluding all that rain in the area. So most spots right now seeing those temperatures in the mid 70s, same with Ridgely, Union City, Martin, Trenton, Alamo. 74 for Paris, and in Huntingdon, Camden is currently sitting at 76 degrees. Some spots were a little bit cooler earlier this afternoon because they did see more of those showers. A little bit warmer further to our south, where it's actually been a lot drier. Bolivar sitting at 79, Selmer at 79. So these temperatures are taking their time to cool down, and we probably are going to stay in the lower 70s as we go into tonight, and currently sitting in the upper 70s elsewhere. So we have a front that's kind of just stalled out right across West Tennessee. What that's going to do is we are going to start to see several rounds of some heavy showers here and there, not only as we go into tomorrow, but even for the next couple of days. Our first round is expected as we go into late tonight. As you can see in areas like in northeastern Arkansas, Jonesboro already seeing some showers and a few embedded storms. A lot more the further west that we go, it seems that they've been just dealing with a lot of this active weather pretty much all day today, and we are going to get our fair share of that as we go into tonight. We're going to see that continue to push further, especially in the early morning hours. But as you can see, some of them actually have been severe storm warned, even some flash flooding, just because a lot of them are very slow moving and bringing in some, again, occasional heavy downpours. We could see maybe some of that tomorrow, but timing it out on our first alert futurecast when we could see some of these showers move in. Some of those isolated ones starting to already form ahead of that after 1 o'clock, and then we'll start to see more substantial line or cluster kind of make its way on in by the time we get towards the early morning hours around 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's still expected to stay pretty wet getting to around the 6 o'clock hour. So if you're getting ready to head out the door, maybe going to church, definitely keep an umbrella at hand. It does seem that we could see some brief breaks in between though as you go throughout the day. So here's another look continuing on throughout the rest of our Sunday. Expect some widespread showers and storms, especially early in the day. It does seem to taper off in the afternoon, but still expect to see at least some scattered showers and storms that could bring in a brief heavy downpour. Wouldn't be surprised maybe seeing some isolated flooding issues in some spots, but it does seem to taper off as we go into our Sunday night into early Monday, and then the cycle repeats itself once again going into our Monday afternoon. It does seem another round of some cloud complex showers and storms is expected to move on through again by the time we get towards our Monday afternoon and into our evening. And that's going to be the pattern for the next several days as we are expected to see some disturbances. Unfortunately, we do have some excessive rainfall possible with a slight risk maybe seeing a minor flooding by the time we get towards Sunday into Monday, with anywhere from 2 to 3 inches possible in some spots through Monday afternoon. And that's only within the next 3 days. Just keep that in mind that everybody's going to be dealing with those issues. It will be a very mild night, around 70 degrees. A little bit cooler tomorrow because of the widespread cloud cover and showers, but otherwise expect it to be fairly wet. Not only to end off the month, but to also start off the new month as we enter September. 7-day forecast brought to you by Helping Hands of Tennessee.
Coming up, why Walmart says it wants to team up with Microsoft to buy a popular app. That news and more next.
In our Consumer Watch, Gap announced Thursday it's closing more than 225 Gap and Banana Republic store locations this year, nearly 3 times more than what was previously announced. Gap, which owns the Banana Republic brand, announced in March it would close 90 stores. The drastic increase shows how much retailers are struggling during the pandemic. Gap had a brutal second quarter, which included temporary location closures prompted by the pandemic. Gap says most of the closures will be in malls. Walmart says it wants to team up with Microsoft to buy TikTok. The social media app is looking for U.S. buyers to satisfy government regulator concerns. A Chinese company owns it now. You might be wondering why a retailer like Walmart would want a stake in an app popular for its short videos. It all comes down to shopping. Social commerce has been exploding around the world, especially in China. People will watch a short video on TikTok, then buy what the poster is selling. Walmart wants to capitalize on what and reach larger audiences. Coke announces major reorganization and will offer voluntary buyouts to 4,000 workers in the U.S. and Canada. Coca-Cola announced a major global restructuring. It's offering voluntary buyouts to 4,000 workers in the U.S., including Puerto Rico and Canada. Those that accept will reduce the number of involuntary layoffs. Coke says similar buyouts are being offered to workers in other areas of the world. The severance program could amount to around $550 million. It also plans to reduce its number of operating units from 17 to 9. Coke experienced one of its worst quarters in its history in the spring amid the pandemic, with revenue dropping 28% and net income falling 32%. About half of Coke's sales are from restaurants, movie theaters, and large public gatherings such as sporting events, which have been closed or limited. In some feel-good news, a baby koala's life was saved. We have the heartwarming details next. A baby koala's life has been saved by a zoo's team after it was found in critical condition in the wild. The miniature 400-gram joey named Minnie was brought to the zoo for urgent medical attention after her mother was killed by a dog. While at the zoo, Minnie is kept in a humid crib. Minnie has now returned to the wildlife carer and will be hand-raised until she grows to 3 to 4 kilograms, which will take around 12 to 18 months. Minnie will then be released back into the wild near where she was found in southwest Victoria.
Oh,
wow, what a
cute and
heartwarming
tiny
story.
She is. I'm happy Minnie gets a second chance for sure.
Yes. Well, Corrales, what is the weather going to be looking like?
Well, we are going to be in for some wet weather this upcoming week, but I did want to bring up a current update. Some people have been messaging us that they actually felt an earthquake, which there actually has been a confirmed earthquake over in Marked Tree, Arkansas. A magnitude 3.6 happened around 9:35, which does match up with some of the reports people have been messaging us. As far out as Dyersburg, they said that they felt it. So it's interesting to see how far out some of these earthquakes can reach. Even in North Jackson, somebody reported that. But as you can see, we are going to be seeing rain all day tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.